audience on your way to prepare yourselves for our next guest, okay? We have my neighbor Denise is bringing in, but the creature that she has is sound sensitive. She's bringing in a real live possum, guys. And we don't want to harm the possum, right? Because that we for example, don't have any medical personnel here for humans or possums. So we may feel an impulse to scream or yell and clap, but we're just gonna be cool. So if you feel compelled to cheer, we're gonna go ooh instead, okay? So let's practice that right now. You suddenly feel compelled to clap. What do? Nailed it. Denise, my dear friend Denise, we are ready for you, my love. And you didn't think there were going to be any possums at the show. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two creatures of interest on the couch. One of them is my neighbor Denise. Say hello, Denise.
Hi, guys.
And then you are holding a rodent. We're going to talk about this because it's not a rodent, but that's the key. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Dipper, correct? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to do a small Q&A. First of all, go ahead, Dipper. Dipper has a thought. Why don't we start with how old is Dipper?
He's almost two.
He's almost 2. And Denise works with a licensed veterinarian in Santa Monica. So occasionally animals like Dipper get injured or are found ill somewhere, and the vet is able to treat them and bring them back to health, but can't release them necessarily. So really the only alternative is that they're destroyed because they can't be returned to nature. So on occasion, volunteers and people like Denise will care for these animals in the interim. So where did Dipper come from? How did Dipper come to you?
This park. Jay, the groundskeeper, found him as a baby. His neck was shredded by an owl. He was picked up off his mom's back. So we took him immediately to my possum vet in Santa Monica, got antibiotics, got his neck shaved, and cleaned him up, and he lived. And that was not last February 27th, but the February before. And at that point, he probably was at least 4 months old, because they don't come out of the pouch until like 3 or 4 months old.
And this, so for those of you who may have missed it, Dipper, it sounds like we think he was grabbed by a bird of prey off of his mother's back. If you've ever seen any of the nature videos, possums ride on their mother's back, and was picked up probably by a bird of prey and found by our groundskeeper Jay with injuries, and so he was nursed back from that, and because he was revived, couldn't go back into nature. Now, she also mentioned they come out of the pouch. We've learned that the possum is the only North American marsupial, and they're the size of a bumblebee when they climb up and go into the pouch, correct?
Yes, and they're born like 6 to 25 at a time. Being there's only 13 teats in the pouch, only 13 will survive.
Did you hear that? Only 13 teats. No more than 13. That's good to know. And then also, one of the things that Denise told me was that they're often misunderstood. How many of you, when I said, we have a real life possum coming in, didn't feel compelled to go, ooh? Yeah, Australia is like, you got weird stuff down there, so if you don't like an animal, it's probably weird. Right, because they have a bad reputation, but Denise has been telling me a lot about why we should not be afraid of possums. The most surprising thing I found out from you is not only do they not carry rabies, but they cannot give you rabies. Denise, can you tell us why possums are not able to carry or give you rabies?
They can't get rabies because their blood runs at too low of a degree. So they're the only animal that cannot get rabies.
So their temperature is too low a temperature. It can't carry the disease. It's impossible. And also they hiss at you, and they got scary teeth. How do we justify that?
That's their only defense. It's either play dead or go. That's it. That's all they got. Other than that, they're scared to death.
Sounds familiar, right there?
confrontation.
You know what I mean? I have like 2 speeds too. I hiss or I draw, I play dead. You know, what else do you have? You go, I'm scary and angry, and if that doesn't work, you just go, I'm out. Leave me alone. But Denise said when they play dead, it is partly a strategy It's a defense mechanism, but they're also actually scared stiff,
They're
right?
they paralyzed, they're so scared. And they can play dead 40 minutes to 4 hours, so if you see one dead, don't throw it in the trash can or bury it, because it could be still alive. You can go back, and it'll be gone.
Right,
Yeah.
so if and when you find a possum that appears to be dead, just move along, it's none of your business. You know, it may or may not be dead, but it's nothing to do with you. Leave it alone. That's good. But these little guys, they're nocturnal as well, correct? So if you see one walking around during the day, it's probably not having a good time.
Yeah, it's not. Sorry, something happened to it.
And also, Denise said, if you find a possum or you see a possum, again, in general, good course of action is to leave it alone. But if you do need to call somebody, don't call animal control, because they destroy them immediately, correct?
Yeah, a friend of mine called for some babies, and they asked what they were gonna do with them. And they were gonna euthanize them. And she goes, if I'd have known that, I never would have called animal control. Call a vet, or look it up online, Google it for the local possum rescue.
He's going for it.
He's shy.
He's shy. He's not, this is neither hissing nor playing dead. He's broadened his horizons. Breasts will do that. I think we can all agree. Oh, look at that. See, that's what I mean. That's unnerving when they do that. Do you ever get a little unnerved by them? Do they, no?
He bit me once, but other than that, no.
Have you ever bit him? Just to let him know things are, things could go. And now in the past, now possums aren't the only animals that you have rescued. In the, it's kind of cool. Now I kind of like it. I admit, now that I've seen it a couple times, I kind of like it. What other sorts of animals have you rescued in the past? What other sorts of animals have you had?
I've rescued about 13 possums. They don't live very long in captivity, maybe 4 years, in the wild, 1 year if they're lucky. But I also rescued a squirrel out of the park, 2 baby squirrels.
Squirrels.
Said they were probably hours old. They had their umbilical cords still.
Oh.
And yeah, they survived. There'll be 2 in July. So yeah, I bottled them for 13 weeks.
It's wonderful, and it's so kind, because in a city like this, often we can overlook creatures like this. I also learned from Denise that possums eat everything. They're good omnivores. You can feed them your leftover trash, in particular.
They're spoiled. They get mozzarella, they get avocados. I spent a lot of
Avocados and mozzarella?
Eggs. I spoil them.
Way to go, Dipper. That owl was the best thing that ever happened to you. All right, well, thank you so much, Denise, for coming in. We go,
Everybody love these guys. They're good.
we'll be good to them. Thank you. And then once she's out, I'll let us know. We can like really let us, especially if you were like, yeah, because that was when you've been holding it.